Come one, come all to the Two Pieces podcast. You have joined us here today with the hosts, Siobhan and Luke, but also affectionately known as Joinin. Yes, Joinin.
Hello.
We're here today with a very special episode. One of our original ideas, the
Top 8 tournament.
Top 8 tournament. T-E-T.
Tet.
Obviously, this is all
really,
pre-planned.
really catchy.
Yeah. Tet. So today, I'm so bad. I don't know why I started doing a bit like I'm some kind of fair announcer. But yep. So today we have a top 8 tournament. Hope you're all excited. Today's tournament is going to revolve around childhood toys that we all, well, the two of us decided to enjoy while we were kids. There are a couple of little caveats to like how we decided what childhood toys were, if you want to get into it, so that you know what we're going to be sort of bringing up.
I feel like we can explain it as it comes up. It'll come up as we go, but yeah, pretty much we've picked our top 8 favorite toys from our childhoods, and we're going to pit them against each other in a battle of randomized questions.
And a winner takes all. Only one toy survives, and only one childhood was best. Obviously, that's how these tournaments go.
We might as well get straight into it.
Yeah.
This time for the viewers, we do have an actual tournament bracket.
How far we have come! If you go back to a food tournament or a favorite character tournament, there's no longer a crazy notebook that Luke is using
Scribbling to keep track.
Please put a picture of that into this podcast to show what he was doing to keep track of what that was. And also,
and we have the Shohei Ohtani hat here as a reminder of where we've come from, where we used to pick the names out of the questions out of the hat.
The
but
journey,
now we have it all digitized.
the
But
absolute journey.
we can zoom in here to the top left bracket. It says Luke Toy and Shiv Toy 1. And then we'll just, as we go, we'll input what the toys actually are.
Yeah.
And
You will all be able to keep up. As long as there isn't a crazy bright light right here instead of...
yeah.
You can kind of
see it in that little thing. It looks somewhat
I
visible.
I can see it from my angle. The boxes are definitely there.
Yeah, I can probably even make it even a little bit. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So the first bracket of 8, we might as well get straight into it.
Okay.
We even though mine's on top each time, we can reveal them in
our alternating order. Cool.
Do you want to reveal first?
I'll go first. All right.
The first matchup.
First matchup is Beyblade. Beyblade. I think you probably would have guessed I was going to bring up Beyblade.
Beyblade.
Yeah. Well, my favorite Beyblade when I was a kid, I only had 2. The second one I can't remember the name of, but the one I had was Dragoon, which I think is the titular Beyblade of the original Beyblade anime, the Beyblade V-Force.
The blue one?
Blue is a blue dragon, yeah. And the Beyblade was blue as well. That Tyson had.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had that, and then I got another Beyblade when I think after V-Force, I think was GX. No, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. G-Revolution. It was V-Force, G-Revolution. And then after that was like this Beyblade anime called Metal Fusion or something. And they started introducing the metal rings into the Beyblades. And that's
the weight discs.
Yeah. That's when I think Beyblade like started to get a bit like too much. Like, oh, okay, you're stepping.
Wait,
you're going,
this is confusing me because I only followed Beyblade as far as the original anime.
Oh, yeah, that's like real old school.
Yeah, but they still had weight discs.
They had weight discs, but not like made of metal. This is like a first time they put in a proper metal ring. Before that, was just plastic.
No, they had metal rings. I remember.
Really?
Yeah, we had a whole collection of the original Beyblades.
Really?
And it was like this, metal. We call them weight discs.
Right. Well, from my memory, it was only after like G-Revolution that the Beyblades got smaller. Like way more compact, and then the metal ring was one thing that you added while you built your Beyblade.
Yeah, no, because I never had any of the small ones growing up. I had the bigger ones, and they still had weight discs.
Right, okay, maybe it's just the ones
that
maybe just the ones I had didn't have them, so I thought that they didn't have it. But anyways, Beyblade.
Okay. Versus. And by the way, guys, these are in, I don't know about you, but random order.
Yeah, I just put them in. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going off the order I'm reading it, but I put them in an order. I don't have a favorite toy on this list. Oh, maybe if I argue for myself.
Mine is a Game Boy Color.
Okay.
Which is a bit of a juggernaut and brings up our first little caveat. We discussed what counts as a toy. And just vibes wise, first of all, it feels like Game Boy Color fits in that.
Yeah. It just seems like it's something you can just kind of like hold in your hands and
yeah, I mean, you can even put it in your
tactile as
pocket.
well.
I feel like at that point it counts. There's also like, I don't know, in my head, I feel like the older the portable console, the more toyish it feels. You compare Game Boy Color, that feels already a little more toyish than like a DS,
Like
which
a
feels a little more
3DS,
toyish than like a Switch. By the time we're
Yeah.
talking about a Switch, it doesn't feel like you're talking about a toy anymore.
Yeah, or like a Steam Deck. Like, bro, is that a toy?
I think if you can watch YouTube on it, it's like not a toy anymore.
Or it's like a Nintendo DS had like the stylus and you can draw and then
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
There's like stuff. That's toy like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm definitely not argue that that's not a toy. Like that's a Game Boy Color. It's pretty much a toy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the point is we're just not going to put like PlayStation 1 on or something like that. Because essentially, like, sure, they're both video game consoles, but I feel like, you know, Your Honor, the vibes. It feels like a toy.
In the court of public opinion, this is a toy. All right. So,
Okay.
our brand new question picker.
It might be. I tried to find the right kind of website that would give us the questions. This one is the one that would functionally would work the best while I could still blow it up. But the text isn't super contrasty for anyone watching, but we'll read them out anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Because we have to read them out anyway for Spotify listeners.
So it already chose one of them. So I'm going to click pick again, and now I'm going to scroll up. You can read out the first one.
Okay. The first question is, which toy has the highest replay value? Okay. Okay. This is worth arguing, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in terms of both of these toys, they're just to be consistently just replayed.
They are very replayable toys.
I don't know.
But
I don't know. So Game Boy Color, it can be replayed for sure. I'm not saying it can't. You need the games to replay it.
Oh right, yeah, but I didn't put Game Boy Color on there with no games. Like that's not.
I don't see the word games written next to the Game Boy Color with games. Whereas the Beyblade, you just go for it. You're just spinning it around. You're having fun. Console and every fight is different. Whereas when I played Pokemon on the Game Boy, I keep just doing the same run with Blaziken every time and just going and going and going. I think how many times are you really going to finish Pokemon? Like 8 times, 9 times? How many times are you going to use a Beyblade in a Beyblade fight? Millions.
Yeah, but you're just saying one game. That's the whole point. Yeah. The whole system has like
8 games. To be honest, I only had 2 games on my Game Boy.
Yeah, well, actually, we should put these into context. We should take the context, I guess, in these types of matches. We should take the context in within what they actually were. So, like, the replayability for me with my Game Boy Color, I had the games that I had.
Yeah.
And we had maybe 6 or 7 games. And I think between them, I mean, quite a bit of replay. I don't know if Beyblade really, in good conscience, could beat out a Game Boy Color in replayability.
I feel like so. I mean, in most contexts, Game Boy Color is destroying Beyblade in like any time. But like Beyblade, the form factor is so simple that you just go in and all you do is the exact same thing, and that's why it works. So it's almost like in any category, this is probably where Beyblade is the strongest because you just go in and you do the one action each time. Look, and you played it.
I came up with the questions. Look, I did something a little bit differently today. I came up with my toys like a while ago, and then I came up with the questions way later, and so I didn't really remember what was on my list. So I came up with the questions, but there are questions where
you think the Beyblade's stronger.
Yeah, I think there's one.
Well, we won't see it because I think Game Boy Color's winning this. We won't see the Beyblade shine. How sad. Dragoon. No.
Okay, and if anyone's watching at home, the blue toys are my toys. The red ones are Siobhan's, so that everyone can kind of tell at a glance.
Whose is whose, what's going on in the table, who's winning, who's losing, who's crying, who had a bad childhood, all of that. All right.
GBC moves on to round 2.
And everyone hates Beyblades now, apparently.
Apparently
Beyblades suck. That's what I heard, actually. Beyblades suck.
Okay, I guess I'll reveal my reveal my next one first. I guess the quick way to say this, to put it into here, is my slot cars.
Oh.
It's like a big track. Ours was of Bathurst.
Okay.
But you can kind of assemble it any way you want. And then there's these little like scale cars.
Yeah.
And they sit in the tracks, and then there's like electricity that goes to it. And you have like a little trigger.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And you can hold the speed.
Yeah, those are cool.
You race each other.
Yeah, those are
cool. And if you go too fast, then it flings off the track and all that
those
kind of
are cool,
stuff.
Yeah, I never had one of those, but that's... I remember like when we had to go to a certain shopping center in Colombo in Sri Lanka, one of them had like, I guess, a playpen, like where the parents would leave their kids. Yeah. And one of the toys that you could go and play with was like 3 kids got to go use that machine. And you know, wait in line for all the other kids in front of you to like have their race, and then you go in. Yeah, those things, those are fun.
So ours was picked up from a garage sale, and so it was quite old, and like apparently they had already like, what was it? I was reading about them on Wikipedia because I was trying to figure out what they were actually called.
Yeah.
I was reading about them on Wikipedia, and it was like, I think they had like already fallen out of fashion by the mid 80s or something like that.
That's so funny.
Like they passed their heyday. But it was a bit like dodgy. We had to get in with a knife and scratch up the tracks because it's like these like metal rails, and that's how it would conduct electricity to the cars. And the cars had these little pads that would sit against metal rails, but sometimes they would like, I don't know what it was, like oxidize or something like that. And so it wouldn't conduct the electricity. So they would kind of get around to a certain point, and then they would just stop. And so you'd get out your little butter knife and you'd scratch down the whole track like almost every time you wanted to use it.
I think this type of toy has been sort of replaced by basically the same thing, but you have a little dial that makes the car turn left and right, and you actually control it. But it's like way more on the driver versus that version of it where it's like, it's kind of like more autopilot. You just kind of press
it all came down to like how much speed you felt like you could get away with. Because if you did too much speed, it would just fly off the track. And as a kid, it's so hard to have the restraint to keep it on. But I remember playing with that a lot.
Okay, so mine is the Humble football, soccer ball.
Okay, soccer ball. A good
very, very different toys here. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I need to explain what a soccer ball is. The World Cup just happened, guys.
All right. I will read out the question here. I'll click remove and pick next. Which toy best captures what childhood should be? Well, I guess the first question is, what should childhood be?
Well, the childhood shouldn't be in the 80s. What? It should be in the 90s because that's what's relevant to us. Our childhood was in the 90s, so we've already had the discussion about how the slot cars were an outdated technology. And soccer's forever, right? The world game happens every 4 years.
Wait, I want to see the wording of that again. Which toy best captures what childhood should be?
Should be.
Soccer ball or slot cars?
Okay, so here's my argument for soccer ball, right? This is becoming a bit of like a problem nowadays of kids becoming iPad kids and just staying inside and just eyes glued to the screen. Childish should be you're going out, making friends in the yard or whatever, like the field outside your house or your neighborhood. Bring a ball, whatever the ball is. Hopefully it's soccer ball. It could be a footy if you're in Australia. If you're in America, the pigskin or I don't know, some other thing, some other sport. Baseball. Yeah. There's a lot of different ball sports or racket sports, tennis even. And just having a kick, being active, breaking a sweat, getting like your hand-eye coordination up as a kid, stuff like that. Just having fun, being in the sun, getting vitamin D. Also social cues, learning social cues with other people. That's what childhood should be, all those things. And also the mistakes you make and getting hurt and stuff as well while being physical and active.
So I have a question for the viewers, and I want people to leave a comment here. I want their opinions on, in these discussions, how hard should we argue our own points? Because when I see that question, my first thought is, well, yeah, I think soccer ball wins that.
That's what I was trying to do with the Beyblade thing. As soon as I saw Game Boy Color and the question, I was like, oh, dude, you're going to be playing the Game Boy like all the time in the car, in your house, in your room, at your friend's house, at school during recess.
Yeah, so I actually think it's viewers' choice. Like, I don't know, because I think what we've tended to do is mostly just go, yeah, I think yours wins. And that's fine if that's, how we want to do it. But I'm interested to know what people want. Do they want us to argue our
like
points?
A debate. A debate. Even if you don't believe it, just go for it. Just argue. I feel like I think with the food one, no, even with the character one, I was just arguing you when I thought yours was better. just to see what I could pull out.
Well, I guess it depends, like, why are we doing this? Are we doing this because it's fun to debate, or are we doing it because we are genuinely interested in the truth?
Yeah. I just want to see what the debate, pulls out of our heads. Just, what weird ideas we'll come up with to argue. But then eventually the answer comes out and you're like, oh,
maybe we need, the first, I don't know, the first, opening points need to be, what are your genuine arguments, even if you don't think...
Yeah, actually, you have to make some kind of argument.
Yeah.
Well, even if it's bad,
and
just make an argument.
And you can't let on...
that you don't believe.
Yeah. Until you've made your at least an argument.
Yeah, it's like right after you finish, and that's why I think the slot cars will win. Oh my God, that was hard.
No, okay. So what I would say about the slot cars,
okay, go for it.
I think, first of all, that track, no one has the space to leave that track set up. You got to pack that up and then rebuild it every time. And that was an absolute journey in, I guess, no instant gratification with this toy. It's in a box tucked away in your cupboard, and you got to pull that thing out, and you got to clear out a big space, and then it takes probably an hour to assemble this track, and then you get to play with it for a little while, and it gets old quicker than an hour. So it's are
you arguing for this?
Yeah, what I'm saying is it builds a good mindset in kids. I think childhood shouldn't just be about instant gratification. You said it yourself, not just iPad kids, not just clicking the thing and, laughing at your toilet. What's it called? Your skibbity toilet or something like that. No, you got to work for your toys. Well, you go outside and kick a soccer ball straight away. That's instant gratification. It's bad for kids. I feel like you should need to make your track, then try send your cars around. It doesn't work. Go get the knife, scratch you should, we're teaching kids some resilience.
Yeah, patience and fortitude.
Yeah.
Knife skills.
And then you got to pack that thing up because your parents are getting upset at you if you're leaving that out in the living room. So you got to, you got to work for it. I think it teaches some valuable things.
Honestly, a better argument than I thought you were going to pull out. It was pretty decent. Pretty decent. Like, yeah, it's like hard work. You know, you got to sweat it out. You got to learn how to build it. Maybe you're going to get faster at building it over time as well.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it probably is more about a soccer ball.
Yeah. Having to kick with your friends and making some friends.
I wasn't even that I wasn't into sports as a kid, but my brother was, and so we played a lot of soccer in the backyard.
Yeah.
And it's hard to argue that playing in the yard with a ball isn't what childhood should be about.
Yeah. It's just absolutely like the picture you have in your head.
Yeah.
At least for us, I guess.
Yeah, so I will move soccer ball on to the next round, and then we can move on
to toys set 3. All right.
3. So
mine is up first. So I now have Bionicle.
Ooh. Bionicle like that, right?
Yep.
Bionicle. That's a very good one. I was a very big fan of Bionicles.
Yeah. I was actually not like I don't dislike Lego. I just didn't have much Lego, but I had 3 Bionicles, and they were just
mix and match them. And
I didn't.
I
didn't think of it. I didn't think that it was like I got the set to make the Bionicle. The first one I ever got was a birthday present from my cousin to me.
Yeah.
I got that, and then I was like, this is so like they look sharp. I was like, oh, that looks so cool. Then I asked like my parents for like my next birthday, I got another one, and then I think I bought one as well, like later on. And then those 3 Bionicles were just like part of my like daily toys in my room that I would play with. They're just so cool. And like, no disrespect to Lego, but there's just something.
Well, technically Bionicle is.
It is Lego. Yeah, it's a Lego product. It's just so cool. I don't know. It's hard. Also, the movies. There's like 3 of them: The Mask of Metro Nui, The Tao, and I never
saw the movies.
They're great. The Mask of Light movie. Oh, just I don't know why this is all coming back in my head now.
I loved my Bionicles. I was a big fan of them.
Yeah.
They were a good toy to play with.
And I think it's funny that we're talking about this happened with the last episode as well. The next Death Battle is going to have a Bionicle in it. One of the Torah. Do you know what Death Battle is?
Oh, is that YouTube channel?
Yeah. It's a pretty massive YouTube channel that pits like random fictional characters against each other. And generally, whichever they usually pick characters that are like somewhat relevant in terms of like a movie coming out or big comment. I don't know why they decided to pick Bionicle. I think it's a Bionicle versus the Ninjago Lego.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe there's a Ninjago movie coming out or something.
Ninjago, I feel like was a bit later.
Yeah, it was way later.
We weren't like...
It was past me.
Yeah.
It was definitely past me.
Okay, well, for my toy number 3, I have... Beyblade.
Okay, here we go. All right. These are actually somewhat similar in terms of form factor.
Yeah, and I would have played with both of these roughly around the same time. My main Beyblade was a Drigger.
Yep. Yeah, Ray's Beyblade.
Yep.
I don't remember the name of the 4th guy. The guy that had the turtle. I remember Tyson, Kai, and Ray. And I'm sorry, green guy that had the turtle-ish defensive Beyblade, but you have been forgotten. I feel bad. I should rewatch that. Rewatch that cartoon.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna pull up the 3rd question for set 3. I'll read it out.
Beyblades versus Bionicles, the question is:
which toy would you proudly display in your office home? Office/home. This is hard because I reckon they're very similar in terms of like easy to display. I'll go first with my argument.
Yeah, okay.
I think Bionicle is more niche than Beyblade. I think Beyblade is still like somewhat like in most people's memories, even if they didn't play with them, they kind of just knew what it was because they were quite a popular toy. So to have a Bionicle just like on your shelf in your office for some reason, if you had like a corporate office or even just an office studio space like this, I think it's like for someone to walk into the office and see the Bionicle and be like, oh, what's that? Because they might not straight away. And then they'll actually ask the question like, hey, that looks kind of different, neat, cool, blah, blah, blah. And that'll start up a conversation. And that's kind of what you want. You don't just put stuff in your office to just never be mentioned or talked about again. Whereas if you put a Beyblade up in your office, whether it's, again, a studio space or a corporate office space, someone's going to see the Beyblade like, oh, okay, you play Beyblade. And never like question it again because they will probably know that the Beyblade is there. Maybe they'll be like, oh, yeah, I played with Beyblade as well. But the Bionicle definitely is going to get some questions asked.
So I don't need to pretend with this one. I think
that's a good way to start.
I think, especially if I had, because like I read the question, I thought, yeah, I want my original Drigger Beyblade on display. I don't think I'd have it anymore, but I would like to buy one of the like original, like old school chunky Beyblades, and have that on display. I feel like, especially if you've got like an old school like first gen Beyblade on display, and it's just that. It's not like you have like 15 Beyblades. That's like kind of a cool thing to have on display. If you have a Bionicle on display, I have a feeling that people would just go, oh, he's like really into Bionicles or something.
It's like the exact same thing I said. Oh, he's probably into Beyblade. He likes Beyblade.
No, but I'm talking about like the old school, like if you have like a first gen big chunky Beyblade, not like one of the new, I mean, I don't know how much Bionicles have changed. Do they even?
I don't know if they make them anymore because like after the original like run of Bionicle, probably in like 2003, 2004, they had those 3 movies also around that time and just stopped. They just stopped making it.
I just think that I actually would put an old school like first gen Beyblade on display. I think I would be too embarrassed to put a Bionicle on display. I feel like I would be scared that people will think I'm real serious about
what if he likes Bionicle. All right. Okay. I mean, I'm different because like I guess my home office space is filled with little knickknacks like this. Just like so many like different sort of toys and stuff. My White Wolf Beyblade is up on my White Wolf is what I brought to
Wait a second.
Your Beyblade, Beyblade tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't have
but you're saying you actually have a Beyblade displayed in your office?
Yeah, but it's like on my bookshelf, right? So it's different. It's different to like, yeah. Whereas I don't. If I had the Bionicles, my Bionicles were left.
What was the question? Which toy would you proudly display in your office?
I would proudly display the Bionicle as well.
You have displayed your Beyblade. It's on display.
I never said I'd proudly display the Beyblade. Nah, like I'm displaying the Beyblade, but like that's no different to me displaying all of my books on my bookshelf.
Yeah,
I just don't have the Bionicle to display. I had left it in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, well, sure, but I just feel like that's like, regardless of what you're trying to say,
all right, just put
you
the Beyblade
have a Beyblade
on display. Just put the Beyblade there.
All right, Beyblade moves on. Okay. Matchup 4. Okay. Spy Gear.
I'm not totally familiar with what this is.
I was obsessed with Spy Gear, which is I guess like a brand. It was its own thing. It's like, I guess it was a brand. It's like saying Nerf.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, referring to all Nerf guns, not like one specific Nerf gun. So Spy Gear, I can...
Yeah, bring up a picture of what this is. It's like it just instantly goes like straight up Spy Gear. Is it that?
Spy Gear, it's kind of all of this. So
I've seen this logo before, I think.
It was a bunch of different toys, but it was all like spy toys.
Right.
And as a kid, I was really, I thought being a spy was being the coolest thing. So this thing here, I had this. This was, you could open it. Okay.
It looks so like non-distinct.
It's this gray box, and then there's these 3 little things. and they were motion trackers, and you could leave them around the house, and you could fold up the grey box, and you could like draw like a little map of your house, right? Motion tracker 1, motion tracker 2.
Oh, okay.
And in theory, like the modern version of it would probably like display on the display which one's going off. Instead, think from memory, it's just like one of them would beep.
Okay.
And you could be like, oh, that one's probably coming from over here. And then you could tell that someone walked across this part of your house, which was very cool.
That's fun. I think that's exactly what toys were like back then anyway. Just like not particularly functional, but fun in idea.
Here, with this like pen, you could kind of draw. And it had like a radio system. Yeah, so it had a radio system, and it would blink up the light. Which one? Yeah, so it wasn't a beeper.
Yeah,
it would blink which one is going off, and so you would kind of track which one's going off, and you could like know that
cool.
Someone walked into the kitchen.
I like that. That's cool.
And so I used to set them up. That was one of them that I had. I had other Spy Gear stuff as well, but that one was the one I spent the most time with. I think I had this, which was a Spy Gear like earpiece microphone thing. Oh, hear faraway sounds. Yeah.
Ooh.
So you kind of point it in a direction. That's cool. And it would like magnify your hearing in that direction.
Right.
And like just the idea of being able to be like a sick spy like this kid
like
here.
that kid right there.
Like I just wanted to be this kid.
That's you, basically. That's basically like literally Spy Kids when that scene comes up. Yeah. He has like 14 different visors popping up. All right.
Yeah.
So I am bringing up Hot Wheels.
Okay.
Hot Wheels. So Matchbox cars in general. I had like a whole like set of just some of them are Hot Wheels, some of them are just like random Matchbox cars.
Yeah.
And if everyone, I don't know if everyone knows what Hot Wheels are.
Everyone knows what Hot Wheels
pretty
are.
much pretty popular toys. I just race them around on my bedroom floor. That's all I did.
I feel like everyone knows what Hot Wheels are, but not necessarily everyone would know what Matchbox cars are.
Matchbox cars are just Hot Wheels that don't have the brand. Like it's just that they're the size of a Matchbox.
Yeah, but they used to come in a box.
Car.
Yeah,
and like you can just picture them as Hot Wheels.
It was a competing brand, I think, at the time. I played a lot with my Hot Wheels as well.
I never had a track or anything. I just had in my room when I was a kid. Do you know like what the classic design of a Persian rug is?
Yeah,
it's like got border on the edge, and that for me in my head was like that's a track. So I would just race around with the cars on the edge of the rug. And then going into the inside designs of all the weird Persian design stuff was like, oh, that's like you're heading into the maze, the sand dunes and stuff. And then, but mainly I'm just racing around like this, I don't know, like 4 meter diameter like rug that I just spend hours after school.
So we had some tracks, and I loved playing with the tracks. I had this like attachment where you could hook the top of the track to the top of a door, so you could like drop the cars off from the top of the door, and then you get heaps of speed. And one of my favorite things that I would do was hook the track to the top of the door, and then have the track just go all the way down into. I had my digital camera because I saved up all my money to buy a digital camera so I could make movies with my friends. And so I would set the camera at the bottom of the track, and then I would get CD cases and take the booklet out so it was just clear, and I would put the CD case in front of the camera and then film it just dead on, so the car would come down and crack the CD case. And it would make it look like it like broke the camera lens.
That's cool. That's an ingenuity.
Yeah, broke a lot of CD cases doing that. But all right, I will read out the question. So, Spy Gear versus Hot Wheels. Which toy gives you the most hours of entertainment?
Again, this is tough. I feel like you can get a lot from both. Hot Wheels wise, you can definitely get a few hours of entertainment with that. Just lots and lots of replayability, definitely, because it's racing, and that's like sort of a timeless little game where you can have a race that lasts forever, like, and you can have races with different gimmicks to them as well in your head and get mainly your imagination. Spy Gear, I can see limits to it in my head. But let's see your argument, because I think the Hot Wheels is like the more normal pick for this exact thing. So I need to know what Spy Gear entails for hours of entertainment. And I don't even need to fake this. I don't even need to fake this argument.
Spy Gear, the idea of it was more fun than playing with it. I'm not gonna lie, it usually got old after like 10 minutes. I find it so hard to argue when I'm like,
this argument.
oh, just be such a bad lawyer, because I'd be like, you kind of right though.
Yeah, he did kind of do it, didn't he? He is on that camera, isn't he?
I just think back to my own childhood. I was like, yeah, I play with my Hot Wheels way more than I play with my Spy Gear. The Spy Gear had more desire for me. Like I wanted every piece so bad.
Probably the peak of the moment while you're playing with Spy Gear is like what the fun was. Like, like when you're having the most fun is like the first couple of minutes when you're playing it. Probably way more fun than the Hot Wheels are gonna. But like the Hot Wheels fun lasts for longer because you're just kind of racing around and doing stuff and tricks with the cars and stuff like that.
I think if there was any argument to be made, it would be that the Spy Gear had kind of very rich imagination opportunity. Yeah. But when I think back to how I was using it, I think it appealed to me at a certain age where I wasn't using my imagination so much anymore, and I was just like, I want the cool tech toy.
Yeah.
And then it just always ended up being like a little disappointing because I was like, well, what do I do with this information that someone's in the kitchen now?
Like, because if you don't have the imagination like firing on cylinders, you can't do anything. You can't do anything with it.
So
I think Hot Wheels takes the hours of entertainment.
I think I'll just give it to Hot Wheels.
All right, we're in the second leg now.
Yeah, well, the other side of the board.
Very, very exciting.
So that means on the left side of the board, I can zoom out to get an idea here. On the left side of the board, we have our...
It's a 50-50 running table right now.
Yeah. So we're on the
2 wins each.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So we're on the second half of our original matchups.
All right. Did I go first with Hot Wheels? No, I think you said Spy Gear first.
Yeah, I went first.
Okay. All right. So, next for me is Game Boy Advanced SP.
Jeez. GBA SP.
Right. Hopefully everyone's familiar with, like, this is basically 2 generations after the Color. So after the Color was the Game Boy Advance, and then after that was the SP. The Game Boy Advance was very similar to the Color, like it's a block.
Well, the Game Boy Advance was the same thing as the Game Boy SP. The SP was just the form factor.
Yeah, because it had like a flip phone.
It flipped,
function.
yeah. The Game Boy Advance was the purple, like...
Yeah, the block.
Yeah.
With the So I don't know. I that's just the one I got. I never got any other Game Boys. So,
yeah. I would hesitate to say 2 generations because it's still only like the next console release after Game Boy.
Yeah,
Color.
maybe Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Advance SP sort of just came out at the same time.
Yeah, well, I think the SP probably did come out later, but I'm just saying it was the same.
Right. Yeah, not like it's the same. It's more like
console. It's just the form factors. Different.
Yeah, it's like you get an Xbox One or Xbox One Connect or something like that. Yeah.
Like, or like PS2 versus PS2 Slim. It's
I think that's a better example of what it is.
I never had a Game Boy Advance. I only ever had the Game Boy Color. I think by the time I got my Game Boy Color, the Advance was already out. We've had this discussion before that, like, I feel like back then you got it.
It didn't really matter, I think, until the DS started, or maybe the one after the DS, the one where you had connectivity and stuff like that. From Game Boy Advanced SP, I never got any other Nintendo Nintendo consoles, except for the Wii, which is like completely different
Every
thing.
single human on planet Earth got the Wii. So.
So like I remember in year 7, lots of people had DSs, or like one of the, I can't remember which version of the DS that had like the Bluetooth connectivity, and they would play like Mario Kart on the bus home.
Yeah.
I never got to experience that, but it was never like an issue with Game Boy.
Yeah. Okay, mine is something I feel like most Australians probably can't relate to. Was a toboggan.
Okay.
This is back to my Finland days.
That is very random.
Some of my greatest childhood memories are on a plastic toboggan in my backyard in Finland.
Wow. I did not expect you to bring up toboggan in this childhood toys list.
I also would have put like in my notes, it also said /potkukelka, which is a kick sled. But the potkukelka is like almost more utility than toy. Like you genuinely get around on it. Whereas a toboggan was more toy. So
yeah, okay.
Go with toboggan.
Cool.
Just like slamming hills. Just
That's
going
fun.
hills. Like you don't think tobogganing is a skill, but you can get good at it. Like you learn to control the thing and like we
Like a
did,
boogie board of some kind.
yeah, and we did like tricks. We set up ramps and everything in the
really?
backyard and like go down things and jump up and like, do your little skids on your ramps and everything. So very different toys.
Yeah, very different toys.
Yeah, very different toys. Okay, I think this time it's my turn to read out the question.
Maybe? I don't know. I can't remember.
No, I think yours. Well, did you say whoever read out the first?
Yeah.
So yeah, your turn.
It's my turn. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Next question is, which toy has the greatest happiness per original dollar value? Okay, so toboggan probably is a very low dollar value, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have a lot of happiness from toboggan in that ratio, but the Game Boy Advance is a hell of a lot of happiness. Even though it is expensive, probably one of the most expensive toys on this list. The happiness from a Game Boy, or just even if you use the color for your like mind, that's years. That's years of happiness. Like I think 4 to 5 years of just me playing Pokemon Emerald,
And
like car rides to school, bus rides to school, bus rides to a restaurant with your family.
Well, how
I'm not bus rides. I'm like car rides to a restaurant with your family.
How broadly or specifically are we talking here? Because then mine would always be capped by the fact that I only lived in Finland for a year and only had winter for half the year. Or
Okay.
are we just...
Well, I mean, the question is happiness to dollar ratio, right? So, like, how much happiness did you get?
a lot.
A lot of happiness, right? Say, this is really hard to quantify. I just think I got more happiness.
Yeah, well, if we're talking about... That's what I'm saying. If we're actually talking about our individual compared experiences...
Oh, here's how I'd say. Out of all of my toys that I have on this list, the Game Boy Advance SP gave me the most happiness out of all 8. So, like, the dollar value, it would have to have been like over, I guess, I don't know, like $10,000 for it to like not be better than the other toys per dollar value.
Yeah.
Because it's just it was literally a problem for me that I was playing it so much.
Yeah, but I would say when talking about the toboggan, out of all the toys, the toboggan was the one that I would say actually gave me true happiness.
True happiness.
Compared to just like something to do and distract my mind. Instead, I was
Right.
out there, on the toboggan with my brother, laughing, giggling, showing outward signs of happiness. So, if we're quantifying the dollar, maybe we could also quantify the happiness itself.
Quantifying the happiness. I think since it is a question as well, it's interesting because it's like such different toys, especially the money factor coming in. This also being maybe one of the most expensive toys that are going to pop up on this list. I want to fight for the Game Boy because like it was just so worth it. It was. I mean, I didn't buy it myself. My parents bought it for me for Christmas, I think. But it's all my birthday presents as well. Before I moved to Australia, that is the best. Christmas present I ever got. It's just the best. It's literally just the best thing.
What about? Do you think we could reach a settlement?
Okay.
Trade deal, trade offer.
I
don't know if this is contentious, but what if we simply linked the ASP, GBA, SP over to the GBC on this side, and they represent the same block.
Okay, right. Interesting.
So we consolidate them into the one block on the other side.
Gets a buy.
And Toboggan gets through.
All right, okay. I guess we both sort of get a win there.
I can even do it in
blue and red.
In another color.
Green.
I can say over here GBC / whatever. I'll just say SP. Cool. Everyone's happy. Everyone wins. I'll just put that down. So Game Boy / SP. Just so that way we don't need like the over representation of Game
Boy.
And
Goku on the list.
Also because we start getting into a weird debate otherwise
of happiness.
How we're actually measuring happiness and all this. Because from my own experiences, when I think about the time I had with my Game Boy Color versus Toboggan, I used my Game Boy Color more, but I think I was happier when I was tobogganing.
Toboggan.
And it cost way less.
Yeah. That's where the question like really is powerful.
Okay. There was an interesting contentious outcome there.
Okay. Is it yours first? Yeah, I think it is yours first.
Yes. So my one is the Marble Run set.
Oh.
That was at my grandma's house. I didn't actually have it at my house. It was at my grandma's house.
That's fun. I didn't know you could buy sets of this.
The little slides and everything, and you would make your own like little track for the marbles to go down and race each other and everything. Infinite fun.
Infinite. How much fun can you have? How much happiness? All right. Okay. So my next toy is Duel Masters TCG, so trading card game. It wasn't the most popular trading card game that was around because obviously Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon were dominating the scene back when, especially when we were kids. But this first was introduced to me through the anime. I think the main character's name was Shobu, and I loved the anime, the cartoon, as a kid. And the best part about this cartoon anime was that the way they played the game in the show was exactly how you play the game in real life. So I learned
how to... What are you talking about? They did that in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, of course, yeah. Of course, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is exactly how it's played as the anime. But yeah, so I learned how to play the game just by watching the show, and also I had the great benefit of a lot of my school friends liking the show as well, also buying the cards, and then we would play at school, like during recess and lunch, because everyone knew the rules. Because if you watch a show, you just learnt the rules. It's very simple, like in terms of how complicated it gets. The most complicated it gets is like if some characters have a crazy set, but it's never like Magic the Gathering where 15 different things can loop and infinitely revolve around some random card. This is just like attack, defense, maybe a special spell, blah, 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 blah. Heaps and heaps of fun. I will save a story about this after we start getting into the question, but it was, it's hard to describe it, like to differentiate it from Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it sounds so similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Masters and Duel Monsters, but it had an aesthetic to it as well, that the art on it was just really, I guess like Magic the Gathering before Magic the Gathering. The anime was just like basic
Wouldn't have
anime.
been before.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't have been before. Right? Yeah, it was
Maybe like in your life.
to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when while you're growing up, it's the one that you get into before Magic the Gathering.
yeah. Like the art was just really like deviant art, sort of like unfound deviant art. Some really really cool like anime drawing, that sort of thing. It was cool. It was really cool.
I never watched it. I never played it.
But you heard about it?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know of it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
This is such a different set of toys.
Yeah. All right. My the question is, which toy is worth the most today?
Well, they're marbles. And the cards probably aren't worth that much either.
I kind of want to know,
Yeah.
like
Marble set.
Duel
Duel Masters.
Duel Masters. I don't know,
set.
cards. Like, are there any that are like worth?
Like a specific card? Oh, I got no idea.
Yeah, like
man, I loved looking at that logo. Oh, it's and
Belly.
the cards art. Oh, I had this card, Bellum. Oh, dude, I had this card.
Is that the one that they're saying can cost $2,000? What is this worth?
That's such a cool thing also about this card game. I had this card. I had this card. I had this. Oh my god! I had Billion Degree Dragon.
Well, this person reckons this set is worth like 1.5 to 2K
Really?
3 years ago.
Dude, I have all of these cards in my room. I mean, in my parents. I had this card as well. Oh, dude, I have so many of these cards. I even had that one. Paul Rush. Okay, so there's a cool thing about this card game is, right, unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, the game's popularity only lasted about 4 years.
Yeah.
So these cards, the fact that I have them all is because, like, that's really all they made. So
yeah.
So it's cool to see all of these. I didn't have this one. It looks cool though. Look how cool this art is. I don't know. I reckon it looks so cool.
I mean, it's kind of hard to know what I'm looking at.
Yeah. And also like it's like easier to grasp the rules because there were just like 5 elements. Like fire, water, blah, blah, and then darkness. Oh no, 6 because there was a light element as well. And then you get a couple like this where it's like a mixture of colors. Oh yeah, they use multiple elements. And there was like a rock, paper, scissors aspect to it.
Well, you lucked out with a TCG on the value question.
Yeah.
So I just think I'm not going to try to argue that a marble run set is... The marble run set is not worth my money. I don't know. Maybe there's like someone out there who's like, no, actually, old school marbles are worth money, but it's like, I don't believe that. I'm just happy that that's just an
I'm
instant.
lucky my next toy didn't come up with that question. Okay, so my next toy is a stick. Legit.
A specific one or just
I mean a reasonably sized one, like
okay.
a stick. I like how you kept it in simple as well. So a stick that I would find in the yard, and when I wasn't playing with a soccer ball or cricket in the backyard with my cousins or whatever, I'd usually go and find a nice stick. Sometimes I had a pole like a recurring pole, because I think there was like construction on one of my neighbors' houses one year, and then I just got this like really cool sort of steel pole that was hollow. It wasn't hollow. How to describe it? Imagine the pole was shaped like that. So like it was hollow, but there was an opening to it, and I had that stick and I got 2 of them so I could slot one into the other like this, and it felt like I had a gun.
Right.
It was such a cool feeling. All right. So it was such a cool feeling. So I would just run around the backyard acting like I was a secret agent, just like spy gear stuff. And just like acting like, also, this is peak after watching The Predator. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, absolutely like, I am a Marine. Like, I am running around. I'm imagining, this is like the most imaginative time of my like childhood as well, other than like when you're in a car while it's raining and you're racing the raindrops or whatever. Just running around the backyard, acting like a secret agent, shooting imaginary enemies, and also if the stick goes from being like a reloading gun to you split them apart and you're dual wielding swords. And you're just doing, and then sometimes you have a staff and you're spinning around. And
so
that
you're saying that specific stick, or
when I didn't have those two poles, it was just a decent stick that I would find from because I had a lot of trees in my backyard, so they would just drop sticks every now and then. Sometimes you get a bad stick and you have a bad day, but usually the good sticks I'd leave around until I got a bit too zealous with it and I hit a tree to act like it was an enemy. And it broke the stick, and then I had to go look for a new stick. But the pole lasted me years.
Okay. All right. Well, in the classic matchup, we have a classic matchup of all time. It's not Stone. I wish it was. In a classic matchup of all time, we have a stick versus laser pointers. I was obsessed with laser pointers. I loved them. You'd go to like the Dandenong market or whatever, and you'd always get like the $2 shop even would sell them, and they're just like a little set. And then you kind of get those little like screw on like things you'd screw onto the end, and then it would like laser point like a shape. And some of them would be like, you know, like the peace symbol or a love heart or like the middle finger or something like that. But I usually didn't like using those because it would make the laser pointer dimmer, and I just wanted the brightest, best laser pointer I could get. Right. I was just obsessed with laser pointers. I remember watching videos on YouTube of how to break down a CD drive from your computer and pull out the laser diode from it, and how to make a laser pointer from it. Except you don't want to do that with a CD drive because it creates an infrared one, which is invisible. You can't use the CD
drive anymore.
Well, you can't use the CD drive anymore. But if you make it out of a DVD one, they were visible. But if you make it out of a CD one, it was invisible. It was infrared, so it could still burn things, but you couldn't see it, which is very dangerous.
Yeah. I was never allowed to get these toys. My mom would never let me. She's like, "Oh, you're gonna put someone's eye out or something."
Yeah.
So I was never allowed to play even when like I went to friend's house, if my mom had already been to the house and found out that the kid had a laser pointer, like, you're not allowed to play with that toy. Wow. All right, cool. Yeah, she's very strict about that.
I actually managed to scratch this itch as I got older because so like as a kid, I was one of the most powerful laser pointer I could get, but in Australia, you can't get very many, like you can't get a very powerful laser pointer. They're just like illegal. But when I was older, and more capable, I could go online and I could buy things and, you know, wire things up. I bought a laser diode and made my own one that would like pop balloons and stuff. And at that age, I was like, by the time I was old enough to be able to do that, it was already like, okay, well, that was cool. Like, you kind of play with it for a little bit and you're like, all right. But I wish I would have had, I mean, maybe not, because I might have lost an eye or something like that.
Imagine if you had that as a kid. My mom's worst fear.
You're never coming to my house again. If I had that when I was like 14, I think that would have been my favorite thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see what the question is.
All right.
I think you're reading this one out.
Yeah. The next question is, which toy shaped its owner the most? Which toy shaped its owner the most? Right.
So how did a stick shape you, and how did laser pointers shape me? I feel like a
stick really helped me with my just like, I guess, personal imagination, just the way I could sort of entertain myself without much at all. It was just a stick, and I went out and
you were shaped by a stick,
and I was just like, I guess just running around, having fun by myself without like technology or anything. I think I was playing with the stick even while I had a PlayStation when I was like a PlayStation 1 when I was a kid. So in a way, I think it did shape me to a point to just be, I guess, at least slightly active and imagination as well. Like a lot of my toys were like the Matchbox cars, Hot Wheels. That was just a lot of imagination. compared to the rest of the toys I had. So yeah, that's how I think the stick shaped my childhood. Shaped my child? Was it shaped my childhood or shaped my life?
Shaped you.
Shaped you. Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm more imaginative as a person, or can daydream better, or just like entertain myself when I got nothing else going on better, because I had those times as a kid. Now.
Well, for me, like I said, laser pointers fascinated me to the point where I would make my own later. But even when I was like a young teenager, I was pulling apart CD drives and breaking them down and everything, which I think was definitely like an initial step for me to become like interested in electronics and stuff in general.
Yeah,
like I was genuinely trying to make my own laser pointers. I think at one point I might have succeeded with that invisible one.
Yeah.
But
you can't
couldn't see it. At the very least, I remember breaking a lot of CD drives and all that kind of stuff, trying to make something. And I think that counts for something. I went through a big phase where I would just like take apart electronics. People always love to say like, oh, when I was a kid, I used to love taking apart and rebuilding electronics. Yeah. I would just take them apart. And that was the fun. That shaped you as a person, de-shaping other things. But still, I think to this day, I'm not scared to take electronics apart if I need to, fix them, all that kind of stuff. And it started back in the day with laser pointers.
And I'm not scared to just be alone in a room with nothing going on.
With nothing but your stick.
Nothing but a stick. And just be like, take on the whole world by myself. All right. How do we want to play this? I feel like both of them are such a placid, like, whatever arguments for this. We don't have any spare questions, do we, for this? Do we have any?
We do have spare questions. Or should we save them
for when we get to the final round, if you want to do like a best of 3 type thing like we did with the favorite characters?
We have 12 more questions, which I think is more than enough.
Yeah, so should we just do another question for this?
All right. Yeah. Let's do another question. If neither of us are budging.
Yeah. I mean, it just kind of like...
If you were really shaped by a stick, then sure, we can we can
be the stick. All right. Which toy makes for a better show and tell? Yeah. Okay. Go to the laser pointer. The stick is only nice for me, not for anyone else. It's only really nice in my mind.
I'm assuming people call it show and tell in other countries when. Like at school, At school, we would have, show and tell where you get to bring in.
It's called show and tell because on TV shows it's called show and tell, right?
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
And in Sri Lanka, we got American TV, so I think they call it show and tell.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the laser pointer undeservedly takes win off of a stick. All right. Okay.
The
final 2 combatants in this tournament.
Oh yeah. All right. My last one is my trusty Digivice.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Which, for anyone who doesn't know, Digimon used to have like a Tamagotchi competitor, and you could like battle them and all this kind of stuff. But the Digivice came out a little bit later, and it was like an upgraded one. And this one specifically was like had a step counter in it. And so you would attach it to your belt and it would step. And then when you got to a certain amount of steps, your Digimon would run into a battle, and then you would have to battle the other Digimon. You have to swipe a card through it in order to
training you to start getting in there early. Microtransactions before the money was introduced.
But that was definitely one of the coolest toys I had.
That's cool. I never had one of those. Cool.
Hold on, I can probably
bring one up for the viewers and for me.
This is the one that everybody had, but I had a
that looks the most Tamagotchi-ish.
That one's a new one. That's a revival. Oh, it was one. Yeah, it was one like this. I had here we go. I had this one.
Oh, okay. It looks quite nondescript.
This was the Digivice that I had. And
that's the card.
That's the card that you would swipe. You could swipe any card.
Okay.
But you could attach this to your belt, or if you were real ones, like me and my brother, you just shake it.
For the steps.
And it would have this noise. It would have this rattle.
Oh, yeah?
So you'd be like
was it battery powered?
Shake it as fast as you could. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could connect them up and verse each other as well.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Did like Agumon evolve if you stepped a lot?
Yeah, there was. I wonder what the gimmicks were. They were like, it would evolve and you would verse other. I don't remember anymore. But there was a lot of like running into new Digimon and like evolving your. I don't remember anymore. Yeah. It's all just a blur.
Yeah. I mean, I have a pretty good memory, but I can't remember much of Digimon's story other than the movie, which is an elite movie. That movie is great, especially the soundtrack to that movie is just so good. I don't know if you remember at all.
I remember the show.
Yeah. The show, I like the movie more than the show. So I remember the first time I watched the Digimon movie, it was too much for me to handle. Like in terms of just the emotional weight that movie carries. But then I got a little bit older. Watch the Rugrats Go to Paris movie.
Oh,
and I had learned to have some thick skin. And then, especially after Chucky, it's hard. It's hard to deal with Chucky's story, which is very sad. Viewers, if you have some time, watch Rugrats Go to Paris.
I had it on VHS.
Yeah, did you? I think we had it on VCD.
VCD?
You familiar with VCD?
Visual video CD.
Yeah, it's like basically like DVDs, but you had multiple for one movie.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was very weird technology, but whatever. We had it on VCD.
Weird time when like I had it on a tape VHS and you had it on CDs.
Multiple CDs. Yeah, tech was weird. So this is the toy that I mentioned earlier. I'd need you to Google. So this is called Karate Fighters. So this is a toy where it's basically two action figures and they are sort of slotted into placeholder things like sticks.
Is it this thing?
These guys. My specific ones was this one and then this kind of gray skin. I love just a whole bunch of karate. Just a whole bunch of karate going on.
Just Google
I didn't have
karate
that
fighters,
character.
yeah.
I definitely had the ninja and I had you slot the foot into that and then there's like a handle or like a twisty knob thing or like I think it was a handle of some kind. Ooh, is that the character I had? Yes, it was. Those are the exact characters I had. This gray skinned zombie and this leg for like the one that isn't slotted in can swing.
Okay.
And then that knob, you turn it and that like the action figure spins. So the flexible leg, because of the momentum, swings out and they fight each other like by smacking their legs.
Right,
and if you got hit in the right way, the fighter will get like kicked off the slot and then they win. And you can like change the speed of how much the knob will affect the spin. So obviously like pretty basic game, but at the same time like really fun in the moment. I kind of just used them as action figures for the most part, but whenever like a friend came over, we would have like a round of Karate Fighters. I didn't call it Karate Fighters. I had to find out what this was called. Like I spent a while to figure out what it was called. But I eventually found it. Very core childhood memory, just having Karate Fighters to just kick. It was just cool. And also, especially in like late 90s, early 2000s, karate was so cool. Just the like, especially Karate Kid, Three Ninjas. I don't know if you ever watched the Three Ninjas movies. Those two like franchises being so like karate heavy and the karate craze going on was peak to have Karate Fighters back then. Yeah, so that was that's my final toy.
All right, I will read out the question, the matchup. Which toy rewards mastery the most?
All right. Well, there's definitely a little bit of a skill level with Karate Fighters because if you swing too hard, you're gonna knock your one guy off. I guess in like the same way the slot cars work. Digivice, what's the skill level? What's the skill involved? Do you have to fight the character? Do you have to fight the the other.
Yeah, I
The
guess you
Digimon?
did. I don't remember it being particularly skill based. I remember it just, if you didn't want it to take too long, you had to shake it real fast.
Yeah, I mean that's a that's a game break. That's a workaround.
To be honest, though, as a kid, I didn't even
walking.
Do you know the walking thing only, like, I feel like I only figured that out in hindsight. I think as kids, we just thought, oh, you just shake it because I'm trying to make the steps go up. And it just never occurred to me that I'm supposed to take the steps. Because when you shook it, the Digimon would take a step. And so I just thought I was shaking it just to make him step. I didn't realize we were both supposed to be stepping. But anyway.
Like Pokemon Go, but...
All right. I'm not arguing, I think.
Karate Fighters takes a win.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Karate Fighters get
the skill ceiling on Karate Fighters is not to be trifled with.
So
it's actually a perfectly 50-50. Like, especially with that guy right there.
Well,
oh wait, no, because of that,
you're
it's,
half a point in front. Okay, so that is the end of the first round.
Yeah,
the first, whatever you call them, bracket. I don't know.
The first leg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, even first round. Or actually, what would be called the quarterfinal? No, this is the quarterfinal. This is the round of 16. This is the quarterfinal. We're in the quarterfinals now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we always get shocked because we think it's going to take way longer, but it just doesn't, because it just speeds through at this point because there's nothing to explain.
We've already gone over every single combatant.
So we have the Game Boy Color / Game Boy Advance SP. I guess each of our own respective memories using it versus the humble soccer ball.
Yeah.
And the question is,
actually, with all of the winners, was it alternating every single one?
I think so.
Yeah, wow. Okay. This is the first time this has happened in all of our top 8 tournaments. All right. So the question, I think I'm reading it. Which toy is more culturally relevant today? Oh boy. I think that is nearly impossible to argue, especially after the last week that we had.
Yeah, it's so hard because Game Boy probably would have bet anything else.
If not for the World Cup that literally just happened.
But it's also just hard to say that a soccer ball isn't culturally relevant.
Yeah, it's too big a thing. It's basically, I mean, it's the biggest game in the world, and the World Cup final is the most watched event in the world, even more than the Olympics, because of individual events in the Olympics can't really compete. But like, it's just hard. Like the Game Boy really should be dominating. Like it's our combined Game Boys as well. Maybe we shouldn't have split it so that the Game Boy Advance could have survived a bit longer. Yeah, I mean the Game Boy in terms of just gaming, it's like a cultural milestone to look back on handheld gaming. Can't really do much about the soccer ball being the biggest sport in the world.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not like the soccer ball like fell off.
Yeah. If anything, it became even more popular.
Yeah, and because the Game Boy Advance and everything is obviously still culturally relevant, but it is less culturally relevant than when it originally came out.
And it has been sort of replaced by other
whereas soccer ball, it's not like Soccer Ball 2 came out and
damn. Oh, you still playing with Soccer Ball 1? Damn, that guy's mom didn't buy him Soccer Ball 2.
Play vintage.
All right.
Okay, then we have Beyblade versus Hot Wheels.
All right, very similar toy. I think you're reading this question out.
Let's see. Which toy would you still happily play with today? I think I've got an easy answer.
I think
Actually, I had a slightly nuanced answer.
Okay, go for it.
I think the Beyblade one is the easy answer because that's the one that, I mean, we did play it at my birthday
tournament.
But also it's like, it is kind of fun to get the Beyblade.
And it's like visually interesting to just have them do their thing.
That being said, if the wording was slightly different, Hot Wheels I would be more likely to buy Hot Wheels than Beyblades.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I like cars. I have I got my little collection up there. They're not Hot Wheels. They're Tomiya or whatever, the Japanese one. But roughly
Matchbox
the same
cars
thing.
Type thing. Yeah.
I like buying the little cars, but I don't play with them.
Yeah. So like, I'd agree in that sense because like I think with Beyblade, you probably just need the one or two, and then that's like the Beyblade you're going to use when you want to have a little bit of like a fun or a game or a fight of Beyblades. Whereas with Hot Wheels, you can buy multiple because they're different cars, and you can display them and they look cool. But because of the question being like, what would you play with?
Yeah,
You'd probably play with the Beyblade more than like I would probably wouldn't play with Hot Wheels much. I'd probably display them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be playing. I wouldn't be going on my Persian rug.
Hey, nothing wrong with a man in his Persian rug.
Nothing wrong with a man playing on his Persian rug. Okay. We have the classic matchup of Toboggan versus Duel Masters TCG.
All right, so I'll say my story now before the question just destroys any chance of us getting it. So. Remember how I was talking about like imagination? I loved this card game so much, and my friends did as well, that we had basically memorized the card and their effects that we wouldn't need the cards anymore. We would just talk to each other and have the fight by saying what the cards we were drawing, and it was just it's insane to even explain or just. Like,
so wait, did you have the cards with you?
I mean, no, we didn't. It's like,
but then what did you draw?
So like, we would literally just say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna draw this card," and the other person would just know, and then know the counters to it, and say, "Okay, so like, I have these cards."
But then you just get to draw whatever card you want.
Yeah, you kind of, but like, it was like from your memory, so you needed to know the cards that you needed to like fight the other guy with.
There we go.
So that's how like. Deep into the Duel Masters rabbit hole I got into imaginary mind fights in Duel Masters. Okay, if humanity dished out one toy to every child, which toy should it be?
So every child is getting either a toboggan or a Duel Masters TCG.
This is quite random. I feel like not everyone needs a toboggan because it can be shared. It's meant to be shared. Whereas everyone needs the TCG so they can fight the other person.
I feel like it's simpler than that. Not everyone can make use of a toboggan.
Yeah.
like kids in Australia would be like, okay.
Yeah, with what hill, I guess.
With what snow?
Yeah, with snow.
I guess you could use it on like
Sand,
a grassy hill, but like it's not really.
A hilly beach, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. If everyone had a deck of Duel Masters, they can fight. They can fight someone else, or they can have a mind fight. You don't even need the deck.
The governments should hand out their government assigned Duel Masters TCG decks. And okay, in the last of the quarterfinals, we have Laser Pointers versus Karate Fighters.
All right, truly epic.
Such a boy talk.
Have we maxed out on boy talk today? How many times have you talked about Laser Pointers and Karate Fighters?
Who wins?
Or if the stick was involved. Well, the stick was still involved.
Okay. All right. The question is, Mum says you have 15 minutes before dinner. Where you dropping? What are you playing with? Laser Pointers or Karate Fighters? God, that's hard because...
Okay, so... Instant fun is probably Karate Fighters because like there's not set up. I feel like with Laser Pointers you have to like, all right, let's get the Laser Pointers out, guys, because we need to get picked up or go to lunch or whatever. You need to come up with what you're gonna do with the Laser Pointers. Like if you and a couple of friends, isn't this scenario? Are you with other people or are you just by yourself? The way the question's framed, I feel like okay, you went with yourself.
Well, yeah, I would think so.
I was gonna be like, you're with someone else.
Well, I'm just imagining like you're at home, dinner's about to be ready in 15 minutes. What toy are you playing with?
Right, yeah. Well, okay, this is hard for me because I didn't have Laser Pointers, so I don't really know what you're doing other than just pointing at a wall.
Right. It is one of the Spy Kids issues here where it's like, it's a cool thing to have. I don't really know what you do with it for 15 minutes.
With the Karate Fighters, you can just use both at the same time, twisting the dial, and they'll fight each other.
I think it's fair for karate fighters to go like 15 minutes with a laser pointer.
Like a sentence. It's like it's like a trial, a timeout trial. You're in trouble. You have to play with a laser pointer for 15 minutes.
Or unless, and this is, I'm not going to count it because this wasn't the case with me. You can play with your cat with a laser pointer.
Oh yeah.
That would definitely be 15 minutes of fun. My cat Simba, growing up, he did not care for laser pointers. They didn't bother him. He was unfazed.
Unbothered.
Yeah, so it didn't really count for me. I do think they could have counted for someone like our cats now would chase laser pointers. I also think on that topic, I'm just going to drop this in here. I think it's cruel to play with laser pointers with cats. I feel like it's not good for their heads because they're like chasing things that they can't catch. Yeah. No matter what, they can't get it. And it must be so unsatisfying because their instincts are like, get the dot. And no matter what, they can't touch it. And I feel like it's just got to mess up your head a little bit. Like do you imagine? Like your instinct is like, chase the thing. And no matter what, you just can't grab it. It's like a bad dream.
This is a PSA for all cat owners, cat mums and dads out there from the Two Pieces podcast. Please don't torture your cats with laser pointers.
That means I only have one left, and it was the one that you also had.
It's a strong contender.
Okay, we're in the
semifinals. Very exciting.
Semifinals. We have Soccer Ball versus Beyblade.
All right. Which toy has the bigger imagination factor? Okay. Don't think there's any imagination with Soccer Ball. Unless you're by yourself and you're imagining you're just like running through a match.
Yeah.
Like beating imaginary defenders to go and score a goal.
Yeah, there's a bit of that.
But I think with Beyblade you kind of have, especially if you grew up watching the anime and you kind of picture how the Beyblades are fighting, and also you have like the imagination of the dragon and the tiger and they're fighting at the same time. Or I also think that the excitingness of the Beyblades fighting each other just like sparks a bit of fun and imagination.
I feel like the whole premise of Beyblade, it has like, it kind of is just imagination because you're essentially just flipping a coin.
Yeah.
But then you're pretending that there's some level of skill or something involved.
What do you mean? I don't understand. Are you not connected to your bay?
You know what I mean? Like that's the whole thing. Where like,
I'm glad I didn't bring White Wolf here. He would be very disappointed in hearing that.
Because like you even like the whole point of it, you put the bit chip in it.
The bit chip. Wait, what are you talking
They would call it a bit.
Oh yeah.
The top.
Yeah. They don't really have that with the new ones.
Yeah.
That's
chip. I swear that's what they call it. Yeah, the bit chip.
I forgot this was even a thing, but that was Dragoon right there. Sorry. That's Dragoon.
Yeah, it was this little thing. You'd shove the bit chip in it, and that was supposed to be like the spirit of the Beyblade.
Yeah. They just don't. I don't think they just.
There
I don't think they do it anymore.
Trigger.
Yeah. Is that Luffy? Is that Luffy on the Beyblade?
Doraiga. Really? It's called.
I think that's the Draciel. That's the green guy's.
Yeah.
We finally see him. I still don't know what the guy's name is though.
I can't believe it's called Doraiga. Not
instead of Drigger.
Not Drigger. Crazy. Anyway, yeah, the bit chip. I feel like the whole thing. It's very. Yeah. That's sparks imagination.
That's with us as kids, but I think just in terms of measuring imagination, this is zero imagination. This is probably like a tiny bit of imagination.
No, I reckon you bump both up a little bit more. Yeah, like you said, there can be a little bit of imagination with the Soccer Ball, but I think there's just inherently
slightly more with Beyblade. Beyblade just has a little bit more.
I reckon, yeah.
It's a fair winner.
I definitely do think it has more. Okay, Beyblade makes it through to the finals.
Oof, our first contender.
Which is fair because it's the one that we both had exactly. Like, we both put our Game Boys, but this is
different versions, yeah.
All right, then on your side of it, and I'm glad the one of mine made through, even if you also had one. On your side of it, we have Duel Masters TCG versus Karate
Fighters. All right.
Neither of which I had at all. Okay.
You can read out the question for this bout.
Read out the question. Best toy to take to a friend's house.
I'd lean towards Duel Masters, especially if they have their own deck as well, and you can have like fights. Karate Fighters you can take to a friend's house, or they could come over, but after a few like rounds, they don't last super long. Like maybe you're playing for like
It's not going to make the whole night.
yeah, it's not gonna make the whole. Whereas Duel Masters, I mean, depends how the match goes. If you're gonna run through them or like an even fight after that fight, you're gonna probably do another round. I think Duel Masters takes this just because it makes most sense than a somewhat short term game.
Yeah.
It's like that's a longer term game, especially if they have their own deck.
I guess in their own way, they're both just versus games.
Yeah,
and then Duel Masters is just a bit more longevity and
a little more replay value as well because each fight's going to be different.
Okay, that means we have in the finals Beyblades versus Duel Masters.
Two great childhood animes, man.
The animes made it to the end.
Yeah.
Although I had Digimon in there as well.
Yeah, true. You had Digimon. Anything else we had? No, I don't think so. Game Boy had Pokemon in it. Bionicle had a cartoon.
All right, but there it is. Beyblade versus Duel Masters.
How many questions do we have left? We have 5 or 4. I don't know how to read that. 4.
We have 4.
So we have to do a best of 3 then, because you can't do a best of 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Best of 3, first to 2 wins. So,
it's a long one.
If an alien were to study one toy to understand humans, which would you give it?
What would they gain from either?
Duel Masters, I think, would throw them for a loop.
Yeah, if you want to confuse them. If the goal is to confuse the aliens to buy time so you can
I think the point is which one says the most about humans to another species.
Both of them don't say good things about humans.
I think Beyblades, it shows that we like to have fun with physics and we understand physics and that kind of thing. And
we also like to fight, which maybe isn't the best message to send.
It might. It doesn't necessarily mean fighting.
We like stadiums. We like bouts. We like competition.
Either one shows competition.
But one with a somewhat a large set of rules.
We like
art. It will show art.
Art.
Yeah. Complexity in our thinking.
I think all the
if you want to convey a message at all, I think the Beyblade works. Whereas Duel Masters would be so confusing.
I think Duel Masters would be confusing, and I also think that Beyblade is essentially a spin top. And I feel like a spin top is one of the human toys of all time.
Yeah, it is. And potentially the alien has a version of a spinning top as well. Or centripetal force for it to understand. They get centripetal force.
Yeah. They're amused by it.
Yeah. Puny human. This is what a Beyblade is. And bring out their own Beyblade.
Okay.
They also watch the anime. Next question.
Let's see. This could be it. You can read this one out.
Which would be more exciting to unwrap on Christmas morning? I think probably the Beyblade would probably be a more exciting thing to but at the same time, if you're unwrapping the Duel Masters deck, you would be able to unwrap the entire deck and see all the cards. So the excitement would last longer. Whereas maybe the initial opening of the wrapping and seeing the Beyblade, you're like, oh, it's a Beyblade, that's cool, let's use it. And you break the box and take the Beyblade out. Whereas, the Duel Masters deck, you would probably, if you're trading Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, you go through, you open it up, it's Duel Masters, and then you go through the deck and you're hoping you're getting the cool cards and stuff.
Yeah, I think if I was into Duel Masters, Duel Masters might have been more exciting, but I wasn't. I think
if you're replacing your head with Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, we played Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon.
Yeah.
Then pulling the opening the cards and stuff would be quite fun.
Yeah. And it would last a little bit longer. On Christmas Day, you don't want the fun of your present to end.
I guess if you compare opening either one, surely it would just come down to which one's more they're roughly the same thing.
Yeah.
The first initial opening.
Yeah.
It just depends. Are you more into the cards or Beyblades at that given Christmas?
Is this the thing you're loving right now?
Yeah.
Which one's anime has a season on right now?
Yeah, but aside from that, it's like, all right, they're roughly comparable. But then the fact that you then get to keep
to do
opening
the cards, you get like the excitement lasts for like 10 minutes of you opening the cards. Not 10 minutes, maybe like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Beyblade, you open it and you open the wrapping. Kind of ends unless you go off and you start playing with it.
Yeah, you play with it.
Yeah.
But
that's like separate to the opening at the present. This is like the most exciting opening. The Duel Masters cards last a bit longer because of the excitement.
Well, even if we're not including opening the cards, I do think there is extra excitement that comes with...
Because you don't know what's in the deck either.
Yeah,
and you
so
open
like
it.
it's the anticipation of it still being there. So it's like... That's why I still buy like Pokemon cards and Gundam cards and whatever now, because it's like even just having it is exciting because you don't know what's in it yet and you still get that. So I guess to be honest, I thought Duel Masters was lame, but
you saw the art. That was so cool. Dude, and it's worth $1,500. I'll genuinely need to go and like because I had some of those. Yeah, I genuinely 100% had those, and they're all like genuine articles.
You gotta like
as well.
get them graded.
The problem with them is they're so old, they're probably bent everywhere and stuff like that. Oh well.
Okay, so it comes down to the final question.
Whew, how exciting, guys! Thanks for sticking around to the final. And the final question is:
which is more likely to entertain Kid You for an entire day?
I personally don't think I'd play with a Beyblade for an entire day. I mean, Duel Masters as well, it's hard to imagine, but if you're playing with someone else, the games would be varied enough. Whereas Beyblade, like, generally, can you imagine doing like more than 15 rounds of Beyblade versus one person that also has just one? Because with Beyblade, you generally only have one. Maybe you have two that you own and you're using. And maybe if the other person has one or two and you're swapping the Beyblades, then you have four. But the fights are generally going to start repeating and eventually like the results will be the same. Whereas with Duel Masters, it's a TCG and that you're actually playing. It's not just like looking at the cards like I would do with Pokemon because I didn't know how to play the Pokemon game. With Duel Masters, you're generally playing it. They're quite different. Like each fight will be genuinely different. You don't know who's going to win every time.
So yeah, I mean, I wasn't into Duel Masters.
Yeah, you hated it apparently.
So like, if I'm going to be generous, then I would have to think about, I mean, I played Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, think of it as like your own TCG, a game you actually knew how to play.
But here's where I would push back. Kid me would not have had the patience to play Yu-Gi-Oh! All day.
I mean, yeah.
Whereas Beyblade is at least just, rip the thing and let it bash against each other.
I think for like, if this question was more like an hour, I think, well, even then it's like probably Duel Masters. But like, I think Beyblade, I just can't imagine playing for a very long time. It's fun for like, its peak is so high.
I'm saying
for a moment.
From an adult's perspective, then Duel Masters easily wins.
Yeah.
But from a kid's perspective, I would get so bored.
Yeah, I had
it would be so boring to me to like play more than a couple rounds of a card game. I would be like, my brain is fried. I wouldn't be able to keep
that. Okay, here's the other thing that doesn't like translate very well with Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon. It's a much simpler, like there wasn't a ton of, there was rules, but it wasn't as taxing on the brain as Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely not Yu-Gi-Oh! Or even I think Pokemon. Because Pokemon had different attacks, like you could probably have two abilities each card. With Duel Masters, just attack defense.
But here's the difficult thing then, because this is a toy that I didn't have.
Because the question is for an entire day, it's hard because there's just no way I can imagine doing more than like 5 or 6 rounds of Beyblade. Whereas like Dilmas, even if you did 5 or even 3 rounds, it's gonna last. Even 1 round is more than like 5 rounds of Beyblade. At least you're getting closer to the day.
I do think like we're not necessarily saying like non-stop, like set a timer and don't take a break.
Yeah.
It's more like, oh, you're just coming back to it all day.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the activity that day. I can still kind of imagine Beyblade, but what I would say is we do have a spare question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this question's undecided, and we go to the last one.
We'll go to the last one and see if it makes the decision easier for us.
Hopefully it makes, because we don't have any other questions after this. Or we bring up an older question.
Okay, you can read that out.
Which toy makes for a cooler personality trait?
Okay.
What's a personality trait? In terms
Like where
of
you
this?
make it your like you make it like your personality.
I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Right.
As
I think
as a kid.
yeah.
I'm not talking about it as an I don't think it'd be as an adult.
I think both of them are too equal in this sense, because they're just kind of like.
I think Beyblade was always cooler though.
It was definitely way more popular. So that's the thing, right? In Sri Lanka, these were equally popular. Like both the animes went on Toonami like back to back. Everyone had a Beyblade. Everyone had a deck of Duel Masters cards. So it's hard for me to differentiate them. I love both of them. And I definitely bought more Duel Masters because I just already had a Beyblade. So I always wanted more cards.
I mean, I already thought Duel Masters was lame, so I didn't think it was cool. But
personality trait. So something to be obsessed with. Like, oh yeah, I just love Beyblade all the time.
So it feels like a potential stalemate if we can't find the right kind of question. Because any kind of objective,
to me, these are such similar things to me. You know, it's a TCG. One's like a tactile toy, but they were generally from the exact same time period. Animes that were airing at the same time, and both so popular for me right at the same moment.
I think any question that relies on personal opinion, I won't be able to go for Duel Masters.
Yeah,
because my personal opinion was not high of it.
What do we do? Do we just bring up an older question? One that like creates an obvious answer? I don't know what the obvious answer is.
Is there some sort of fun thematic way? It's almost like, you know, I could get my Beyblades down. One could be Duel Masters and one
Beyblade fight to decide if Beyblade wins. Well, here's what I say we do. We both had Beyblade. So I think it's only fair for Beyblade to take the win here, because, I mean, even like Duel Masters put a pretty good fight. It came to the final and it even got one of the 3 wins. And we can't decide on the very last question because we even had to go to the 4th question. We'll just say Beyblade.
If you're saying that, then you're saying they're both so equal to you, and I'm saying no, one is so clearly stronger for me.
Yeah, so it's like it's more fair for Beyblade to win, especially since we both initially had it.
Yeah, maybe it was destined to begin with anyway.
It was, I guess it also had like a 50%, not 50%, but like it had a higher percentage chance to be the champion from the very start.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with Beyblade to win. I feel like I was going to go to bed an upset man if Duel Masters won.
I would have been so happy. Just seeing it get through all of these fights. I mean, the story of Beyblade, first it loses to the Game Boy, the thing that we thought was going to be the champion. And then up from the depths, Beyblade comes back, defeating the Bionicle, defeating Hot Wheels. These are big brands that it's taking on. Yeah. Defeating the Soccer Ball, the destroyer of Game Boy. And finally, to this final opponent, Duel Masters, out of nowhere. The dark horse of the tournament. Beyblade takes the win. All right. Whew. All right. So before we wrap up, let's quickly get through the second episodes of our anime challenge that we're going through. Anything notable you want to bring up?
I don't know.
Nothing stuck out to you. For me, the second episode of Sanda was quite interesting with like the introduction of the principal. I was like, that's neat. I want to know where it goes. I'm still really hoping that they introduce it, like you said, Easter Bunny or something like that. The second episode, Gals, was like different to me. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of okay. but parts of it were like, oh no, not this again. And other parts were like, oh yeah, this is kind of interesting. And also the Hokkaido, like the Hokkaido propaganda was like, it's starting to ramp up. I want to see this machine go. How heavy are they going to get into this? Anything else?
I'm going to Hokkaido in January.
Oh yeah, I had to.
So it must have worked.
What else? Rear Guard was painfully boring. The second episode, so bad.
I'm not gonna lie. I've started this week. I've started with my anime. I've got this player that will pause it after every subtitle, and I have both subtitles on screen, Japanese subtitles and English subtitles. And so it pauses after every line. So after every line,
Rear Guard must be hell to watch that for extra long.
It's not that. It's like the other way around, where like I'm kind of using it as Japanese practice. So I like listen to the line and see if I can understand. And then if I can't, I read the Japanese, see if I can understand from that. And if I can't, then I read the English.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's a really good idea.
And so it takes a little longer, but it's really satisfying when you get like a few lines in a row where you don't even need to read.
It sounds cool. What else? So Eden of the East was very interesting. I'm very happy that you gave me this anime, even though it wasn't like the good anime that you wanted to recommend.
No.
It's like in my head, you swapped them.
No, I remember Eden of the East being better. I just wanted you to watch Nabari because I remembered nothing about it and I wanted to know.
Yeah. And then the smoking
supermarket.
Smoking supermarket. Kind of the same thing, right? The second episode, pretty much.
Yeah.
Generally the same.
It's a little bit cute.
Yeah.
I was doing my Japanese thing with this as well, and I definitely understood more of that than of Rear Guard. Rear Guard, it's all just like isekai talk.
Yeah, it's like
a bunch of words that I'm not supposed to know yet.
Yeah.
But like, I like their just casual conversation. They're just talking about work and stuff like that, and it's like, it's good for. So like now, my review of it is getting mixed up in like. Whether it's easy for me to understand it.
That's cool though. You're getting a good experience out of it. But yeah, I think the early days in terms of judging the anime, but overall, other than Rear Guard, things are going well.
Yeah, and I watched the second episode of the Rokka show, the flowers, whatever. And
are they at the place yet? I can't really remember.
Got to a place, and then they just at the very end of the episode. The guy runs into the killer of the guys.
Okay. I think I need to rewatch it because I don't remember when they get to like, the place where the most of you don't know yet.
No. So like I'm gonna say, not a whole lot happened. It was a lot of travel and they like helped some people, and then right at the end it was like, oh, there's like someone who's gonna
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Kill them
and
something.
then the last one would be Kaguya-sama.
Kaguya-sama. Okay, this is one that I probably do have the most to say about. 2 episodes in, my opinion still hasn't changed yet. And if anything, I'm starting to wonder, like, to me, it just feels like too much of a gimmick.
Okay.
I'm watching it. I was like, at some point, if you want me to take this seriously, you need to take yourself seriously. It feels like their bit is like, would be a minute or 2 in a regular anime.
Yeah.
And they've gone, let's make the whole show like this. And I don't know. I'm hoping some like, I don't know, progression, some story. Like,
I can't remember much about the first season, but I do remember it being good.
It has multiple seasons, so I can't imagine it's all just a big joke.
The rest, I think multiple seasons wise, second season, third season, it's like the story expands a bit, but it's still the sort of like student council room as the main setting.
That anyway, we'll see.
Yeah. We're only 2 episodes into the anime challenge. If you guys are, tracking along with us, comment down below on, I guess, which one of them is your favorite. That's a simple comment, I guess. I don't know. Don't give a review for everything if you have to.
We're just interested in knowing if you're watching any of them.
Yeah, true. If you're enjoying it. And yeah, with that said, thank you.
Let it rip!
That's true. Was that what you wanted to say earlier? And that's how we're going to end the episode. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.